Welcome to the Week in Review, the show that brings you up to date on the week that was. Here are the top stories. HDFC kicks off the earnings season with robust profits. Supreme Court clears one project and quashes another. And FM radio stations get a bonanza from the government. First off, earnings season has started again and the first result in is encouraging. On Friday, mortgage lender HDFC reported its earnings for the first quarter. And while the company posted a profit, it fell below some analyst estimates. Profit after tax climbed 22% to 844.5 crores, and loans rose also 22% to 1.24 trillion rupees. HDFC's results come at a time when housing demand is falling because of high prices and rising interest rates. Shares of the firm lost 1.5% on the BSE, in line with other shares, to 712 rupees. Moving on, the Supreme Court has taken the fight against corruption into its own hands. On Monday, the court announced the creation of a special investigative team to hunt for black money stored away overseas. The team in question was created by upgrading a high-powered committee of government officers into an SIT. The SIT will be headed by two retired Supreme Court judges who will act as chairman and vice chairman. Also at the Supreme Court, cement company Lafarge Umium has got clearance for its controversial limestone mine in Meghalaya. On Wednesday, a special bench of the Supreme Court allowed Lafarge's plea to mine in the area. It also upheld the Environment Ministry's green light to the project, saying it was satisfied with its evaluation. Also, as part of its judgment, the Supreme Court has asked for the creation of a green regulator to both clear such projects and go after violators. In yet another development, the Supreme Court has knocked down the UP government's acquisition of land in Greater Noida on the outskirts of Delhi. On Wednesday, it upheld a ruling by the Allahabad High Court that told the government to return the land. The Supreme Court also fined the Greater Noida Industrial Development Authority 10 lakh rupees for allowing land to be misused. The authority had bought 156 acres of land from farmers for industrial use, but then handed it over to real estate companies. Meanwhile, developers affected by the judgment say they'll either offer their clients new projects or refund them. In corporate news, a group of PSUs looking to acquire overseas coal has run into roadblocks in its latest project. International Coal Ventures Limited was planning to buy a 24% stake in MEC Coal of Singapore, but one of its promoters is not happy with the deal. Power company NTPC is demanding a bank guarantee for an initial payment of $200 million. It's also insisting the consortium invest directly into the Indonesian firm that owns the coal mines. NTPC is one of 5 companies that set up ICVL. The consortium will need its backing for the deal to go through. Switching to other news, the government is finally moving to bring microfinance institutions under the purview of the Reserve Bank. It has released the draft of a bill to regulate the industry. Under the proposed legislation, new MFIs would have to register with RBI before starting business, and existing ones will have to apply for registration within 3 months of the law coming into effect. What's more, the Reserve Bank will be able to place caps on margins and interest rates and also set repayment schedules. There's good news for FM radio stations. On Thursday, the Union Cabinet increased the foreign direct investment cap in the industry. Foreign outfits will now be able to own up to 26% of Indian radio companies instead of the earlier 20%. The Cabinet also approved the auction of additional radio spectrum notionally worth more than 17 billion rupees. The new auction will allow radio stations to spread their wings to 227 new cities across the country, bringing the total number of radio stations up to 839. And here are some stories in brief. Manufacturing has slowed down in June. The HSBC Market Purchasing Managers Index stood at just 55.3. Back in May, it was at a higher 57.5. June's PMI is the lowest the index has reached since September of 2010. Telecom Tribunal TDSAT has placed a temporary stay on the 250 crore fine imposed on Idea Cellular. That penalty was imposed by the Department of Telecommunications for Idea's 6 overlapping licenses from its acquisition of Spice. Chhattisgarh's pro-government militia is all set to lose state support. The Supreme Court has declared the militia Salwa Judum unconstitutional and told the CBI to investigate it. The state government had created Salwa Judum 6 years ago to fight Maoist rebels. And that's all we have for you. Thanks for watching.